Would you rather pick someone who you think is the love of your life or your dream school? A man in a forest or a bear in a forest? Crips or Bloods? The world is full of very tough decisions, and college admissions is no stranger to this. The reason I made this video is because I recently stumbled upon this Reddit post talking about people who choose low ranked schools over top ones just to be with their romantic partners. And yeah, let me just read some of this here because I think some of this is pretty interesting. Don't choose where you go to college based on where your significant other is going or goes. My boy did this. Got into UMich and went to MSU for his chick. Bitch ended up cheating on him. Years down the drain. My father in law gave up Harvard to go to college with his true love. Decades and a bitter divorce later, he still says that's his biggest regret in life. Ugh, the struggle is real. Kid is head over heels for his girl, and every college we visit, he's scoping out the transportation options to get to her city. I guess it's slightly better than insisting that he has to go to her school, but it's definitely clouding his judgment. But on the plus side, I've been munching on the banana chocolate chip bread leftovers from his baking tonight because he's off to visit her tomorrow and always brings food. As long as he isn't limiting where he might attend, I think it's fine. I've known some people who have successfully done long distance during college, obviously very few though. Lol. He'll resent you if you make him break up with her. Yeah, true. Let him make his plans and let it play out, in my opinion. Shrugging emoji. In this electronic age, I don't know how I could force a breakup even if I wanted to, which I don't. They're a sweet couple, and I have no objection at all to them dating because she's actually really good for his mental health. The concern is that even though he's looking at schools farther away and says he isn't going to make his decision based on her, I could definitely see him preferring and demoting schools on his list based on proximity. I thought this was common sense. Guys, please don't do this. One of my favorite Reddit posts from a few years ago was from a girl who got into her dream dental school, but it was 4 hours away from her boyfriend from undergrad, and she was seriously considering giving up her spot. The Reddit thread begged her not to give the opportunity, and eventually she decided to go and do a long distance relationship with him. A month after she started her program, she updated that she had flown in to surprise him and he was banging a girl in his apartment. Jesus Christ. Long story short, do not give up opportunities for your high school or college boyfriend or girlfriend. Take that college acceptance, that study abroad program, that internship in a different city, that master's program overseas. Now, let's get the obvious shit out of the way. Yes, it's probably a good idea to choose your top school compared to who you think would be the love of your life. After all, only a small percentage of relationships in high school last. On top of that, college is a great opportunity to meet different people and expand your social circle anyway. So you're probably going to have a lot of opportunities and time to form meaningful relationships throughout your college career, regardless. However, I, Bagpipe, the one stop shop for college app slop, who has helped students get accepted into top schools such as, but not limited to, Harvard, Princeton, Duke, Cornell, Dyson, Penn, Wharton, U Chicago, NYU, and UC Berkeley, would probably choose the romantic partner, not gonna lie. That's right. You thought I was impervious to emotion and irrationality? Who do you take me for? I ain't saying it's a good idea, but I'm not exactly the wisest person ever. So, I'd be making decisions that are dumb as hell, like look, the reason I say this is because this Reddit post actually made me like remember this phase that I had. Like I just had this vision from when I was like obsessed with this one girl. Okay, this one freaking girl I met online on a game called Maple Story. So in Maple Story, I became friends with this girl named Cecily3692, and she chose her character to be like the mage, right? Specifically in Evan, which meant she was like a mage who controlled a dragon. And bro, my my fellow goopers, she was so fucking cute, dude. She was like one of those people who spent most of her time buying in-game cosmetics to make her character look cool. And she had this like purple hair, bro. Oh my god, her hair. Okay, honestly, I never even saw I never even saw this girl in my life like in person, okay? Like we never even dated. She was dead ass just like a random childhood crush, okay? But like 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 you don't understand. She was just using this fucking 2D avatar, but there's like something about that, okay? Like the fact that I didn't know what she actually looked like, she was like mysterious, bro. it sounds stupid, okay? Like it sounds really, really freaking dumb. Uh, I know, right? Like it makes no sense. But high school bagpipe was like actually eating that shit up. Okay, so she even had this bear helmet that she would wear that like covered her face, right? It was supposed to be for like max stats or something. But when she took it off and she showed her purple hair and her emerald eyes, like I was on my knees. Okay, like so. Okay, look, I can honestly go on about this forever. Okay, but the thing is, I think I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only person who like struggled with the same problem. Okay, I'm pretty sure that like everybody across the board has had this at least once in their life. So as a college consultant, and as someone who's madly in love with an internet friend with a 2D avatar, I can't even imagine how hard it must be for you to let go of an actual relationship in high school. Okay. And it's like, if I were in their shoes, I'm imagining they're probably thinking that breaking up with their partner is a big risk, bro, what if the dude you're in a relationship with cooks for you, makes you coffee in the morning, texts you on time and treats you like a lady and listens to your needs? I think I'd start to understand why she'd want to dig her big meaty claws into him. What if the guy's a what if the guy's gonna major in computer science? Guy's gonna see a woman in his life. Now, I know this is a college consulting and career advising channel, but I will also say that I feel like dating and relationships are in some ways inexorably tied up with this topic. And I feel like it's also kind of an elephant in the room that a lot of students need to actually consider. Because, like, think about it. You're not going to get many opportunities in life to really start dating past college, or let alone make any friends after that, for that matter. High school and college are usually the best times to make friends, but I mean, like, what have you got after that? The workplace? It's usually not as open and easy as it is in school. So, yeah, I mean, I totally understand people choosing their dream school for the opportunities, but I also understand people choosing their relationships. One piece of advice though, before I go, you are at some point in life gonna make the wrong choice, one way or another. You might choose what you thought was a dream school, but the hype from the prestige wore off quicker than you thought. Or maybe you chose to save money by going to community college or learning to code on the side, like everyone said, only to realize that Python bootcamp wasn't really gonna save you. Or maybe you chose a quote unquote practical job without realizing that there were, in fact, opportunities for artists to carve out a career for themselves, and you just needed to be creative enough to monetize the internet and treat it like a business. Like, it's going to happen at some point, right? Like, you're going to make a mistake at one point or another. And you're not impervious to irrationality and emotional decision making, just like me, right? Like, I'm not immune to it either. And sometimes you're going to make very perfectly rational decisions that sound smart in the moment, but then you realize, ah, shit, you fucked up. Dude, this is gonna sound super paradoxical, okay? But like, I actually found that after making a few mistakes here and there, life started getting easier. Like the people who are so perfectionistic that they manufactured everything to be as optimal as possible. Those people I usually found were the ones who were so debilitated by fear that they never had the courage to take risks in projects and whatnot later on in life. And besides, you don't have to worry about getting it perfect today, man. You've got the whole rest of your life to make mistakes. So just make sure you're able to bounce back, right? Like, I personally think that it's a real skill a lot of people don't talk about enough, like adaptability. Speaking of adaptability, when this college admission season is over and the admissions decisions start coming out, you're going to need to know how to pivot if you don't get the results that you want. I usually recommend something I used to do back when my old business was kind of going under. I would just go out for a walk, like usually like 1 to 1.5 miles or so, no music. And after about like 1.5 miles, I would just take out a notebook and a pen, or just my phone's note taking app, and I would just write out the way I'm feeling, what I want for the future, and how I would achieve that without erasing or pressing backspace, by the way. This is how I ended up with a more quote unquote raw set of thoughts articulated in my writing, if that makes any sense at all. Yeah, like I actually think that this helps a lot just to make sure my mind is more relaxed, and it just helps me think clearly before committing to a major decision. Oh yeah, and that extended walk doesn't just apply to application results, by the way. That applies to just about everything, from like figuring out a new major to coming up with new essay ideas. So yeah, I really do hope this helps out anybody who might be going through something similar. But not gonna lie, it's not gonna make absolutely everything better, man. Because having to choose between your romantic partner and your dream school actually sucks. But yeah, that's about it, guys. If you need help or assistance with college consulting or advising, please feel free to reach out via email in the description box below. If you want me to embarrass myself with other instances of stories or stuff from my childhood, feel free to let me know as well. Yeah, that's about it, man. See ya.